You know, to start this video, I think it's pretty much already a known fact. I can't do intros, so I'm just gonna roll a picture of about what the video is about and put music over it. So, laziness. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a new series. Oh, it's not new. It's not new anymore. It's old. Welcome back to the series where I talk about my favorite things because it's my channel and I can do really whatever I want in it. So, yeah, that's really all I've got to say about that. So, some of you might notice the new setup. I'm standing because you need to get that. You need to get your stand time on your Apple Watch up. So, I figure this is what we'll do today, and we'll try it out, and we'll see how this setup goes. You get to see more stuff in the background, so I guess that works for someone. So today we are going to talk about my favorite thing, and as you already saw from the intro and from the title of the video, my favorite thing, The Walking Dead. You know, there's a lot of things I love about The Walking Dead, and to be honest with you, one of my favorite things about The Walking Dead, and this is just to start the video, but, and you know, it's a small, minute detail in most videos, but it's the music, and oh my god, the music in this show is so good. Like, the music in the like, here, no, I can't even describe it. I have to roll the clip. Roll the clip of the music in The Walking Dead, please. Like, listen to that. It evokes emotion in the video, and to be honest with you, that is why I really love just everything about the show. But the music itself, it's something that I almost can turn on in the car and just listen to and be completely okay with, and I love it. I love it so much. The Walking Dead has actually been on for a really long time, if people don't know this already. It's been about 10 years now that it's been on. It's going into its 10th season next year. And a lot of things about the show have changed over the years, whether it's characters, location, but you can never change the fans, man. You can never change the fans. The thing about the fans of this show is they hate everything. And to be honest with you, I can understand the hate for some things. What am I doing with that gun? There's a lot of people that hate the show for a lot of different reasons, whether it's the show is bad now, which back in season 7 and 8 was the opinion. And to be honest with you, I really did actually like season 7. There were moments and parts in it that I really enjoy and can go back and watch. But season 8, yeah, no, the show earned that one. That season is a trash season of television. It's just boring. But what fans often neglect is that a show can get better and had its good moments in the past. So I think it's important now to look at the good moments of the show and how the show has improved over the time that it has apparently just been bad. So let's start with in the past. When did the show hit its peak? And I would say the show hit its peak around season 4 and 5. I can never do this right. There we go. It's right there. In season 4 and 5, the show was probably at its highest point, whether you're looking at all the characters in the show, the plot lines they were following, or just the show as a whole in terms of quality. That is, in my opinion, when the show was at its best. Now, I've already described to you the show at its worst, but why was the show at its worst? One, the characters. If you look at the characters in season 8, you're killing characters off that you don't need to kill off, like Carl. That was a pretty cool edit. There's so many things in the show in season 8 that they get wrong, but in season 4 and 5, at the prison in season 4, losing the prison midway through that season, and then following our group meeting back up into Terminus, and then season 5's beginning being about Terminus, And then the finding the Beth, it's fine. It's fine. Going back to Atlanta's cool. It's fine. But after all the Beth stuff, going on the road, getting to Alexandria, that is some of the best TV I've ever watched. And I always revisit those seasons when I want to go back and watch the show, because that is when it was at its peak. So now we've described a show's peak, its fall from that peak, why that fall happened, and how a show can recover, because it can recover. Shows do recover from being bad. And how did it recover in season 9? And on paper, it should not have survived. Losing your main character in Rick Grimes, one of the greatest TV characters of all time, there's no way you should be able to recover from that. And they do. In fact, the season without Rick was just as good as the season with Rick. You go to the beginning, they're building a bridge, and the symbolism and the end of Rick's story on the bridge, even if he gets picked up by a helicopter. But you follow that story, his end of his story, and then you move on into the Whisperers. Like, these are mind-blowing stories that in a realistic universe don't make sense, but in The Walking Dead, it just fits in so well. And that's why the show has succeeded now. And going into season 10, I'm excited to sit down every single Sunday and watch the show. You look at the characters that have been in The Walking Dead, and I talked about why characters are important towards the plot and driving the story forward. I mean, you look at season 5, for instance, my favorite season of The Walking Dead. You have Abraham, Rick, Glenn, Carol, Daryl. All these characters are at their peaks of their stories, and it feels like after that you're running the show along just to kind of make money. My favorite character on the show is Rick or Glenn. I do like Daryl, and I understand why people like Daryl, and I have no problem with Daryl. It's just, man, the show is so good with all these characters. And now that they're gone, they are replacing them with other characters, but the reason why the show is better now is it's not character reliant, it's plot reliant. And that is how you make a good show. When you have the characters in place and you have the plot in place, it makes the whole show a better experience. That is why, in my opinion, it was good in season 4 and 5, because you have the plot, you have the characters, and they combine together to make a really, really good story. When you just have the characters or just have the plot, the show tends to fall apart, and that can be applied to any medium, video game, TV, movie, whatever. So covering all this stuff, The Walking Dead has been a part of my life for 6 years now. I started watching the show weekly around season 5. I binged the first 3 seasons on Netflix. I binged the 4th season when it came on Netflix, and then I decided to watch the show week to week. And it's the only show I've ever done this for. Whether it's waiting for a show to come on Netflix or just, buying the show outright because it's just a series, I never sit down weekly to watch any show whenever it was on air. And the fact that a show has that power to say this is when you're going to watch it in a medium today where everything is available to you all at once, whether you're binge watching on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, whatever, the fact that a show still has the ability to sit you down in the same time every week, it's a pretty amazing thing. And I've got to say, that is why The Walking Dead has been such a humongous part of my life, because it really is just so good. I know in the first video when I was talking about Black Ops, I was talking about how influential it was to me, and that is what this series has been. It has cultivated my tastes in media. The Walking Dead is a story-driven, character-driven, emotional show that isn't really catering to your feelings, and I felt that way about Black Ops, especially just with those stories that they're telling. And the deaths in the show are sad, they're impactful. Whether you're watching Glenn's death,
I need you to know me. So, back to it.
or the super, super sad Tyrese death. Whether you have Rick on that bridge blowing up,
I found him.
or even Carl's death, which I hate that death, but seeing the emotion of those characters, it's incredible.
I love you, Dad. I love you. Carl, I love you so much.
The actors all give great performances. Every actor gives it their all, and it's a shame that the Emmys never give them any kind of recognition for what they do. The show has always had a specific style with the film grain on the cameras, and I've always loved it. The location, I love it. There's just so much about the show I love, and it's hard to see hate for something you love, and it's not because I'm impartial or, I'm blind and I like what I like and I don't see its flaws, but when something is good again, because things do get better, it just really sucks to see what I'm seeing. So to wrap this video up, the reason why I made a video on The Walking Dead is because in this series, which isn't going to go on forever because I don't have 50 things that I love or like, but I want to make sure I pick things that when I go back and look at these videos, they are real things that I love to watch, things I like, and things that I'll remember forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Some maintenance things to talk about. The new setup is going to be like this for a while. I will make additions to it, but it's going to be like this for the foreseeable future. And I would like you guys to keep your eyes posted. Oh my God, keeps their eyes posted for my thoughts on the new Call of Duty trailer that just dropped for Modern Warfare. I do have some positive things to say about it because I like to think myself as a pretty positive person. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the new setup, the new style, and everything I'm doing. But until next time, roll the electronic music.